Well, I'm really excited. This is John Myers, and tonight is part two about the legacy of my father, Julian F. Myers. I have some articles that I will put down in the description once this video renders. Some great links about my father, but I want to cover a couple more stories. Part one video had an interesting one about Marilyn Monroe, but I also want to tell you a little bit more about Julian. And when you read what are going to be in the links, it'll give you even a better description from other people outside my family that felt similar to how we all observed Julian to be. When I was about 11 or 12, my father had a dream, and he was, a successful motion picture Hollywood publicity agent, but he wanted to get into broadcasting. And he got together funds from various friends that were, you would call investors. And my father figured out all the technology and the equipment needed to open a television station. Now, there was plenty of television stations already in Los Angeles area, so he went up the market about an hour above Los Angeles to Ventura County. We bought a house in the Keys where we lived, in Ventura Keys, for a little bit. And he started what's known as Channel 16 as the black and white UHF station. And the whole idea was to have a local community presence that people could not feel like they were just being marketed to, like we are today, by very big corporate media conglomerates. He wanted to be the small guy on the block. And he had all kinds of very cool little personal shows of local churches and groups and Hispanic, before Hispanic was popular. He would have dance shows of local dance, things going on, local art. He'd read the Wall Street Journal and the stock reports himself on the Evening Business Report. He got me on the camera many times, and behind the camera, I learned how to operate the cameras. We eventually got some color cameras, and I was in the control room quite a bit, really learning how to do what's called first-class engineering, which is running the media at age 12, and I did quite a bit. It was a lot of fun. My brother Eric was there with me a lot of times. It was both really fantastic and really embarrassing at the same time because it was such a funky little, hoedown TV station. But, it was my dad's dream. It only lasted about 2 years. It was called KKOG. It stood for, if you imagine these letters, K for California, K for coast, O for of gold. KKOG, California's Coast of Gold. And it was the New Horizons Broadcasting. That was the corporation that he funded and built it under. And it was really an interesting time of our lives. Unfortunately, it did end, and it also ended in a divorce for my father. But, there's always other factors, not just the TV station behind that. My dad left Ventura County with $10 in his pocket when it was over. He started his life over down in Los Angeles and got back into the publicity industry and did quite well for himself. He recreated Julian Myers is what he did. And I think he lived very happily. He remarried and was married for many years to my stepmother, Patsy Nana Myers. And, he made a great name for himself the second go-round. And I think he garnered a lot of respect. One of the things I will also mention is AMIGO Day. My father was the only person I've ever known who started his own legal holiday. It was not a federal holiday. We don't get to take off any time off work. It's called AMIGO Day. And my daughter, Krishni, who is a great graphic artist, did the beautiful logo for it. It was a big, kind of a flowering rainbow color thing before the rainbow got co-opted by the woke crowd. It was beautiful. And AMIGO Day was, I think it was the first Sunday of every month. You got together with your amigos, your friends, whomever they are, and it didn't matter what their political persuasion was, their religious, if they had one, their color, their skin, where they were from, and you had like brunch or breakfast with them. You took them out and did something. AMIGO Day. And my dad actually had a huge AMIGO Day for one of his birthdays before he passed down in Marina del Rey. It was very fun. So he just felt people should get together, and if there'd be more communication on the earth, there would be less problems and less wars. I believe that. It's how I became who I am. I totally believe that. I believe it today, and I believe it's possible still. I believe that people need to talk, and right now there's not a lot of talking going on. There's a lot of bombs and missiles, during this time. Today is November 21st, 2024, and you know that we're practically at war with Russia, and we shouldn't be. We should not be. That should not be happening, and there's people who can stop that, and I hope that they do. It's very dangerous. My father would be appalled at what was going on. My dad was always thinking, the worst you can get out of the worst, the best you can get out of the worst, is what he used to say. And so my father always felt that you could always get the best out of working on the best. Anyway, that's the short video for today. Just a couple more things about Dad. And Dad, love you. And please, I'll get these links down in the description. Check them out.